Well, the survey is over and we passed. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Shanna Christmas, bringing you another episode of Healthcare is a Joke. And today I thought I was going to talk about the SEGs, but I'm actually going to do a follow-up about the survey. Last week we were in a state survey. It was 3 days of call lights being answered on time, nobody smelling like pee, nobody screaming. Well, somebody did scream right in the front desk and it was a little embarrassing, but nothing too crazy happened. And so I just wanted to give a follow-up on what happened last week. It was pretty horrible. Okay? The place that I work at is chaotic. You got a mix of young people who are addicted to drugs and alcohol mixed in with, convalescing older people with strokes and hip replacements and dementia. It's not a good mix, but that's what happened after the pandemic when people needed to fill up their rooms. So they were just kind of mixing all those people. So as you can imagine, things could happen in a place like that when you got a nice little blend of those things going on, but we passed. And unfortunately, nobody asked me anything yet again. Why does the universe protect these people? Why am I not allowed to share grievances when the state's here? I want to snitch to the police and they won't let me. I had a fake badge on for 3 days. Whatever. So apparently we are a 5-star facility. Wow. I can't. The way that we are a 5-star facility for 3 days when surveys here, because guess what? Guess what's been happening now? Masks off people's faces. The front desk lady's just eating nachos at the desk. People are back to smoking their cigarettes, and not in their room, but having the cigarettes in their room and their lighters. They're not allowed to have that. But since the state is gone, party up. We did it. Fooled them again. Now, it wasn't without some drama. There was a few patients, screaming and yelling. I had one of my patients who seemed to be on a bit of a decline. Sometimes with dementia people, they can kind of vary with their moods. And I also think when you've been in an unfamiliar place for a long enough time, you start to kind of get agitated because you still don't really recognize where you are. And that's understandable. So normally cooperative, pleasant man, now he's like, am I the one doing it or you? If you give him any kind of cues on how to put on his shoes or his pants or how to stand up, and he's just like, is it me doing it or are you doing it? And you're like, all right. And he was doing a lot of that at very, very loud volumes while the state was there. So that was a little bit embarrassing. It's like being at a grocery store and your child throws a tantrum in front of everybody and you're like, like that. And you can't beat them. That's what that's like when the state survey's there and your patient's crawling on the ground trying to close the blinds that are not open. So that's what that was like. There was another incident with a husband and wife duo. The husband is more mobile. He used to take care of his wife, and his wife is kind of more bedridden. And he comes down to the front. He's like, my wife is laying in her own defecation. She's going to get a blood disease, screaming. And the front desk lady's like, pull up your mask. Like, oh, because that's so fucking important. He is right. He should be mad. He should be very much mad. But it was a lot of that kind of stuff happening, but not enough to where we would fail, right? They probably understand that people are going to have these interactions at a place like that. So whatever, we're a 5-star facility now, and now it's back to the bullshit. It's back to lights going off forever and ever, people not getting change. Just yesterday, one of the CNAs was literally asleep in front of her computer doing her notes. She was just like knocked out. Back on business. We back to what we used to do. Now we're back to being a C-rated 3-star, perhaps, maybe 2-star facility because all the reinforcements have gone. And so that's the part that I always disliked about this kind of stuff. So if you do it right the first time or all the time, you don't have to scramble. If you have enough people there helping, you don't have to ask people to come in on their off days to help. And that's happening a lot too, that I'm realizing. There's a lot of people that are like doing multiple jobs. Like the receptionist in the morning is also a CNA at night. And you're like, what is happening? So it's just ways to make people work really hard and still up building can save money on hiring an extra person or three, you know? And so that part kind of sucks. So the survey was interesting, but you know, I feel really disappointed that, you know, they gave them a 5-star because that's not what it is. You know, I hate being part of a lie. And trust me, I wasn't trying to help. If somebody asked me something, like I said, if you ask me something, I'm just going to tell it like it is. Ooh, tell it. I mean, nobody asked though. So we passed the state survey and it's back to bullshit. And I mean, on Monday, one of my patients was literally begging me to call the police or the paramedics to take him to the hospital so he could get proper care. Like, that's how fast it went right back to what it was when survey was over, because we don't have to care anymore. And then there was something else. There were like patients who are usually like really sedated and tired and always in bed. These people were so perky and amped. I was like, did you give them downers, or did you take them off did you put them on something to make them come up, or did you take them off the thing to make them go down? Because this person was jovial and running around and making jokes and agreeable to doing stuff. And I was like, who is this person? They did her hair. Like, what are y'all doing? What is this? Because the state comes in and they interview some of the patients. And so they interviewed this woman who's normally just in the bed, not doing shit. And now all of a sudden she's just up with like a cute little bandana tied around her head. Like she's one of the girls from the Pink Ladies in Greece. And you're like, what? Who is this? What did y'all do to her? Because now she's back to being sleepy again. So I don't know. It just feels like there's stuff going on in there. And it feels very inauthentic and weird and creepy and kind of scary. And, you know, you just hate to see them pull it together for a few days and then not be like, this is great. We should keep this up. It was just literally like, let's hold this thing together and hope no one sees all these holes here until they leave in 3 days. And it was pretty chaotic. I actually hated it. I had the worst attitude for the past like 3 days of survey. I was like, you guys suck. I hate this. You guys lie. You're bad at your job. I was just not happy to watch the lies and deceit. Now therapy, we never have to worry about survey because we be doing our jobs. It's everybody else that won't help us do our jobs better. So I don't know. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't like it. And I'm sad that we passed, which is not a good thing to say, but you got somebody begging you to call the paramedics, come get them. And then you tell the nurse, hey man, this man looks bad. There's some stuff going on. He's bleeding from his penis. I don't know. Maybe somebody should go check that. And he wants to go to the hospital. And the nurse says to me, I've heard that before. So you're not going to help? Like, it was just, Monday was rough, but I knew survey was over and they were ready to go back to like, we do not care. Okay. So that's that on that. You know, listen, it's Wednesday. We got 4 weeks left. It's almost the last day of February, leap year. We're doing great, I guess. But I think that's all for today. Now, I'm promised next week. I got shows coming up. I got shows for the next 5 days. Well, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the next 4 days. But next week, I'm going to dedicate the next episode to the SEGs because stuff like that happens in those kinds of places. And if you look at statistics, older people tend to have the higher STD rates because they think that they can't get it or something. I don't know. They don't want to go buy condoms or those like rhino pills from the gas station. Listen, I don't know what they do, but they be in there screwing. So anyway, that's going to be it for right now. Be sure to find more stories from my healthcare experience in my book. Here's my book. I'll sign a copy if you buy it from my website, or you can get it from Amazon. Okay. And I will talk to you next time. Bye.